Hello everyone, welcome to the Las Vegas Review. My name is Lee Honish, I am your host and the creator of the show. This show is designed for people who like to go to Vegas, who want to learn more about Vegas. I'm going to cover it from head to toe, best bang for the buck, best bites, best eats, best this, best that, worst this, worst that, what the actual reviews say. So please keep coming back, sign up on iTunes or any of the other platforms so that you can learn more if you're coming out to Vegas or if you're a local like me who, and when I say local, I mean I live in Los Angeles. I've been going out there since the 70s. I decided to make a podcast because there weren't really any good productions discussing what the rooms were like or what any of it looked like from somebody who went there on almost a weekly basis. So a little bit of background because this is the first episode. I travel basically to Vegas every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday. But I've been doing that roughly on and off again since the 70s. I'm 47 now, to put that into perspective, if that helps anybody. And I understand that generationally, there are people who like to go that are in their 20s that like to go to the clubs, and I'll discuss that. There are hotels specifically geared for those people. There's food specifically, basically every age group and everything is geared to almost a different age set. I'm also a dad. So when I go to Vegas with my daughter, it's a totally different experience as well. So I want to make sure that there's a complete platform for you to understand that for each and every show. This little snippet will probably appear at the beginning of each of the first 4 or 5 shows. All the first 4 or 5 shows are what I think are the best of Vegas right now for different groups, different prices, different things. So without any further delay, here's me with more best ofs for the first couple of shows. And again, thank you. Sign up on iTunes or whatever listening device you have. I think this is on SoundCloud and Spreaker and so many other different platforms, and it'll be on iHeartRadio shortly. So please sign up if you want to learn more, or you got an upcoming trip, or go to TripAdvisor, type in my name, Lee Honish. You'll see my reviews and you'll see my podcasts on different things as well. Or if you'd like, go to LasVegasReviewPodcast.com and you can find out more. Hopefully by the time you listen to this, we got lots of episodes up. I will start cranking these out as fast as I humanly can. Again, I appreciate you all for listening, and welcome to the best of. Welcome to episode 1, best of. My name is Lee Honish. Sorry for replaying that very long intro snippet. I know it's on the first 5 shows and you're listening to the best ofs. I really do apologize. So I thought I'd do episode 1, show 1, best bang for the bucks hotels, okay? I get asked this question all the time. For me, this is a really weird topic because there are so many different categories when it comes to hotel rooms. I don't think that there are many people when they come out to Vegas give 2 craps about how much money they're spending. If you're like me and you like to go out to Vegas and you like a little bit of everything in that trip, little grimy, little nudity, little fun, little show, little dance, little food. I don't gamble that much, but I do gamble a little. I'm more of a gamer, live game action. I also prefer football picks and stuff like that. So we'll do best of sportsbook. So these first 5 episodes with that really horrifically long intro by me explaining who I am and why I'm doing this. Again, always go to TripAdvisor or Las Vegas Review Podcast and just type in my name, Lee Honish, and you'll find all the updated reviews. We're going to do hotels. And these first 2 hotels that I'm going to talk about they'll probably get replaced over time. And it's bang for the buck, right? Bang for the buck for me, first of all, means how much did I get it for? I don't think you can escape, first of all, in Las Vegas, the resort fee craze that's going on. We all want internet when we go. So what the hotels did to make sure that they'd get an extra fee once you signed up at the hotels was to include usually a resort fee now instead of charging you independently if you need the internet. Mainly because they couldn't really regulate the internet. People were stealing it anyway or hacking it over time. even though encryption has gotten better. I mean, that's the background. So by and large, almost 99% of the hotels in Vegas have a resort fee. What do you normally get? You can work out there and you get the internet. I mean, that's basically it. It's just a BS thing instead of room tax. I mean, it's just a nickel and dime to get an extra $20 per room. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I've tried to mentally process why they would do it. And over time, my final answer is to get a couple extra bucks on you when you come to Las Vegas. When you're staying at $100 or $200 or $300 a night room, you don't care about an extra $10 or $20 a night. When you're traveling on what I call a bang for the buck, right, where I'm getting the best hotel room at the best star rating for the best price to maximize my dollar, because I don't want to waste my dollars on the room, and I don't really spend enough time in my room to justify buying a $100 or $200 or $300 room. It's not to say that I don't understand what the what Caesars is like, or what the Venetian is like, or I am going to do a best high-end show. It'll be probably one of these 5 shows. I don't, or slightly thereafter. But I'm not a firm believer in high-end staying. Now, when I'm there with a date, then yeah, I want a place that's a little more impressive when I'm there with a date. When I'm there with my daughter, I want something more that's an MGM or a Mandalay Bay vibe, because I know she's going to want the pool and she's going to want to have, extracurricular activities while she's there. So there's a lot of that comes into play. Now, for age, it makes a huge difference as well. Okay, if I'm between 20 and 30 years old, there are only a couple of hotels that I would look at, legitimately. I understand that all the clubs are on the strip itself, but from the point of view of being between the ages of 20 and 30, that means your salary is approximately $50,000. So you're going to need a bang for the buck, but you want a younger vibe. I mean, to me, hands down, I'm looking at the Hard Rock, because I can get that for a good bang for the buck, or I'm looking at the Palms. Now, best bang for the buck, if I was between the ages of 20 and 30, I would also recommend to take a look at the Gold Spike in downtown. It's listed as a 3-star. You can usually find a pretty good deal, but it's got a nightlife and a really heavy dancing. It doesn't have any gaming on site, but I am telling you, from Thursday to Sunday, they have lines around the building for that place. But if you're staying there, you are automatically in and you can hang out in the bar. That bar is specifically designed to be a dance club and a hangout place. Super ultra modern. Everything's done in hardwood. The pool scene looks like something straight out of circa 1960s Miami. I often refer to it as the poor man's Hard Rock. That's between the ages of 20 and 30. It's going to be, and if I'm going to rank them, it's going to be the Gold Spike, the Hard Rock, and then the Palms. And the only reason the Palms gets the lowest slot, even though it's a higher rated hotel than the other two, their security is lax. It's overcrowded. There's too many outsiders. As a hotel guest, you still feel like you're being pushed around. I have seen things go on in that lobby because they just lack the personnel and the security to handle that place correctly. It's also true of the Hard Rock, which is kind of losing its star rating these days, but the beds are super comfortable, and at the end of the day, rehab is still the hottest pool on Sunday. So don't think that I'm not aware of all these different things. Gold Spike, though, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, as if I was between the ages of 20 and 30, that's the place I would stay. You can find it on the travel sites just like the other ones. And I think you're getting a lot of bang for your buck right there. Do you have to travel to go to all the clubs? Your club is in your hotel. And it's basically people from UNLV. It is chock full of local females. They jam it. They have live music. It is unbelievable. Now, between the ages of 30, 45, and 50. All right. I think 30 up to about 35, that crowd is still chasing after the 20-year-olds. As you get a little bit older and you want more of a party scene, I'm going to tell you it's still going to be bang for the buck. It's going to be the Palms or the Hard Rock. I'm not investing a lot of money into that project. If I can get them cheaply on the weekend, I'm not opposed to them. I myself am not a big dance club person, but the Palms and the Hard Rock both have those things. They both have great pool scenes. They work up until about age 35. Now, from 35 on up, it's always a mixed bag for people, and I get this question a lot. Lee, I'm 35 plus, all right, just to give you the criteria of how I picked the 2 hotels that you really want to deal with when you go to Vegas on any given weekend. Uh, you want a really nice room. You might be going with a date. You might be going solo. You might get lucky while you're in Vegas. All of those things are very possible. So 35 plus with that criteria, which is the category that I fall into. I'm not talking senior citizens. All right, above the age of 60 or 65, I'm going to tell you something totally different. So let me make that clear. If you're above the age of 65, with all due respect, at 60, 65, that's about the cutoff. I'm going to tell you to go to downtown. I'm going to tell you to wind up at some hotels in downtown, but that's my advice. I would tell you to go stay at the Grand in downtown. Pay the extra buck if you're in that age range. You're going to enjoy the gaming down there. You're going to enjoy the nightlife down there. I'm talking about the core money spenders of the world, 35 to 55, right? All right. You might want to meet somebody. You might want to hook up with somebody. What hotels are there where I get a maximized dollar, best room, still enough going on in my hotel? I'm prepared to travel and go to where other things are happening in Vegas. That's the criteria. And I'm going to tell you why. If you just want to stay on the strip, and when I define the strip, it's no further than the SLS and no farther south than, say, Mandalay Bay, Tropicana, somewhere in that range. So that's the real strip that everybody talks about. The Hard Rock is off strip. The Palms is off strip. Anything below basically the SLS and Circus doesn't really start again until you get down to the Fremont area. The Fremont area is when you start to discuss something totally different as well, right? That's a totally different vibe. I love it down there, and I'm going to do a whole episode on just downtown because I think it fits into its own category altogether. This is just about if I'm spending money and I'm using Hotwire, Priceline Express, or one of the other travel sites. My preferred choice is always Hotwire or Priceline Express. I use also a company called Last Minute Travel Club. Those 3 companies statistically seem to get me the lowest price. What do I mean? I mean like Vegas on the weekend at a 3.5, 4-star hotel for 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 bucks a night. I already know that I'm going to eat the hotel and resort fee. There's only a couple of hotels that don't have resort fees, and they're not hotels that I'd stay at anyway. So anything on and around Las Vegas Boulevard is going to have that resort fee. It's a long build up to get to these 2 hotels. Now, there are 2 hotels that consistently come up, and I like them both for different reasons. And then I'll give you sort of my go-to if they're about the same price. All right, consistently, if you look on Hotwire or Priceline and I mean Priceline Express where they don't tell you the name, or on Last Minute Travel Club. Those are the 3 that I primarily use. And they talk about quadrants. Okay, so I'm looking at Las Vegas Strip North, 3.5-star resort. That's the Stratosphere Hotel. It will always be the Stratosphere Hotel. Doesn't matter that it doesn't tell you the name. I'm going to say it again. On Hotwire, Priceline, Last Minute Travel Club tells you the name. But Hotwire and Priceline Express will not tell you the name of the hotel. So I'm going to tell you what the name of the hotel is. Las Vegas Strip North, 3.5-star. Okay? Las Vegas Strip North, 3.5-star resort. That's the Stratosphere, the really tall Space Needle-y thing down at the end of the strip, just below south of the SLS and Circus. Now, it usually comes up with a rating of 75 to 85% if you're talking about TripAdvisor, depending on its day of the week and whatever. Also, 3.5 stars, Las Vegas Convention Area with a 75% to 85% review rating. With a casino, make sure it has a casino because there's another 3.5 star over there. The one with the casino that has that's a 3.5 star, that's the Westgate. Both of these hotels have recently updated and renovated their rooms. Both of these hotels generally range in price from, I have seen $16 for the Westgate